Rip it.
And
What you cooking, man?
Morning.
how we all doing out there?
How we feeling? Happy Tuesday, Iron Minds family. What's a good word?
Muted, am I? Man, I am just Pedro, you're on mute here. Hold on, sorry.
Yeah, I know I'm on mute. No. I do it. I do it on purpose. He good. He good.
Oh, all
Told
right.
me it told me my mic is muted, but yeah, I want to say a happy good morning and welcome back to Iron Minds, everybody out there in the Iron Minds universe. Everybody fired up?
Man,
We are, man.
go ahead,
Go
Pedro.
ahead, Nick. Okay,
No,
I'll
you
go
take it
ahead. All
on.
right. I'm fired up, man. Absolutely love the holiday season, man. From about the week before Thanksgiving till New Year's, my favorite time of year, dude. I don't know what it is. Puts me in a great mood. I love being around my family. My wife always cooks incredible food. Just, I don't know, and it seems this is the end of the year, right? This is when you get to reflect on everything that you've done from January until now. Look at your goals. How have you progressed on those? Where are you at? Start setting goals for next year, right? It's just a great time of year, I think, man. My favorite time of year.
I like it. I like it. What about you, Mike?
Absolutely. I mean, this week in general, yeah, like once the week of Thanksgiving comes, again, it's the best time of year, and Pedro's got with the right mindset because in reality says that it's not the best time of year. The stats tell us that this is the month, headed in December, January, this time frame. That's where there's more heart attacks. That's where more people pass away. You get less sunlight. Like on paper, it's actually the toughest time of year. It's in it too.
Yeah.
This is after harvest. This is after stuff like that. It's winter. It's colder. The weather's not as nice. But when we again, but what's crazy is we always talk about putting races. We talk about putting things on our calendar. We have stuff on our calendar meant to keep us feeling grateful, feeling inspired, to keep rolling, even when it's a little bit colder, a little bit darker.
Dude, that is I'm absolutely, and I agree with both of y'all because I do love the holidays. And for me, I think maybe it's a New England thing. And I don't usually do big holidays. Like, it's just going to be four of us here for Thanksgiving. My wife and I usually, I mean, we've essentially already given each other a Christmas present, and it's really about the dogs. But I don't know. I like the vibe. I think I just do, but I get it. It is a tough time of year for a lot of people, and I mean, a lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of a lot of Christmas trees are going to be a little emptier, and I know as someone in recovery, a lot of people in recovery tend to have a tough time this time of year. But I've always enjoyed it, and I look at it not necessarily as a time to reflect so much as a time to hit reset because there is a bit of a quiet, right, that comes about. Like, even if you're hitting full steam, running hard, playing to the bell drops, other people are taking breaks. Business slows down a little bit. There is kind of a cooler vibe during this time of year, and I think it's a good opportunity to kind of hit reset because, as Mr. Lombard talks about all the time, if you wait until January 1st to start your goals, you've already lost.
Yeah, you're not set up for success if we're waiting until January 1st. So heading in that holiday week, I mean, that's important. Well, number one, we'd be remiss to not say, not to let the crowd out there know. If you're out there listening, definitely send your prayers up for our boy Trey Griggs, who's recovering. And there's a lot of people going through, again, health issues come up at this time of year for a lot of people. So be mindful of those around you who are all recovering and healing from anything they're going through. But going into a holiday season, yeah, like we were touching on last week, waiting until January 1st, blowing off the last 6 weeks. You can't do that with your job. You can't be like, you know what? It's the week of Thanksgiving. I guess the year's over. I'm just not going to work. No, you still got to show up. You still got to do some work. You still got to organize things. When I was working in the warehouse, December was the craziest time. That's when I worked the longest hours because we needed to get so much inventory. We needed a lot of inventory reports because to get money stuff situated, and we had to clear out open orders, a whole bunch of stuff in this warehouse leading up. And so we were primed to make for the books, for all the records look good. So I couldn't slack off in December at my job, which is the exact same reason you can't slack off now because you got to show up to work. And so once it's January 1st and you're like, all right, I guess I'm going to lose weight this year. It's like, well, you just lost 6 weeks where you could have started building a new habit, where you could have started doing something, taking that small step forward instead of being like, you know what? Thanksgiving's 3 days away. I guess I can't do anything. Backwards logic.
And there's always, even if you're resisting the physical effort of whatever it is that you're pursuing, and you're just like, I'm not starting until January, or maybe there's a reason you can't start till January. There's no reason that we can't take this time to learn and make sure that we know where to start and that we're prepared to start so we can hit the ground running.
Bingo. And the holidays are easy to navigate too. That's for those there's always fears. I remember even within, even a couple of years ago, when it came to certain holidays or even certain weekends, when like you're doing something or there's a party, it's like, man, I've been doing so good. I feel so good. I'm going to feel pressured to eat or drink X, Y, Z. And the only person who's giving you pressure is you. Nobody's pressuring you, but navigating the holidays is easy, especially for something like Thanksgiving, because most of the time people aren't linking up until like the afternoon. Normally there's always something going on in the morning, whether you're going to a turkey trot or doing what have you. So it's like, I feel like growing up for me, Thanksgiving didn't really start to get rolling until like 2 in the afternoonish, like between 1 and 2. So it's like to navigate Thanksgiving, it's get your movement in early, make sure and that's it. And that movement is sheerly walking, get that in, get a good amount of protein, get 50 grams of protein in early. And then when Thanksgiving comes around, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And enjoy the holiday is meant to be enjoyed, and simple things, keep your plate full of protein, enjoy a little bit of the dessert. You don't need a half a pie. You can get whatever piece. If you're going to drink alcohol, 1-to-1 drink to water, because when you 1-to-1 drink to water, if you just focus on that one thing, actually, if you just say, if I'm consuming alcohol, if I go 1-to-1 beer to water or drink to water, you will automatically consume less. So if you swap out your second drink with a club soda, you're going to drink less and you're going to maintain some hydration levels as you're consuming some alcohol. If you can focus on protein and that, you've already won the holiday. And then by not making an excuse and getting right into it on Friday morning.
One of the biggest hacks for the holidays mentally to not let it run away with you is to know this. Thanksgiving is a day. You just said it, holiday. So enjoy Thanksgiving, but Friday, get back to it. We don't need to stretch out all our bad habits for 5 days straight. Doesn't mean that you have to take the whole week off of working out. Doesn't mean that we have to eat marshmallows on everything for a week straight. Christmas is a day. New Year's is a day. There's nothing in the books that says we have to take 5-6 weeks of the year and just say, screw it.
Yeah, and blow things up, because again, we can't do that at work. We can't do that. We can't do that in our relationships. Can't just be like, it's the holidays. Like, guess I don't need to do this for my kids. Guess I don't need to do this. I don't need to do anything. It's like you can't take the foot off the gas. This is a time of year where we spend a lot of time focusing on where we're focusing on other people. It's a time of giving. There's a lot of charity that's going on this year, and that's good. Again, we should be showing up for other people in that same way. But showing up for yourself is just as important of work. And you'll find, and I can only say this from experience, the more you do show up for yourself, the more you are able to show up for others. The more you have the energy, the more you'll have the mental focus to want to show up and be there for other people. And it's because that's literally part of my transformation. I've without a doubt become a better friend. I was a better boyfriend, better husband to my wife. I wasn't bad. It's not like I was a bad person. It's not like I was going backwards, but I became a better all around friend and beyond when showing up for myself also was just as much a priority, as opposed to feeling like I always need to sacrifice and give all of my time and energy towards something else, because you could be putting it towards the wrong thing.
I'm still listening to Ego is the Enemy right now, and it's something that I'm going to paraphrase, but one of the reasons that Ryan Holiday was talking about that we give so much of ourselves and refuse to take care of ourselves as number one is actually ego as well, because we're so important that everyone else needs us to survive, we're so important that the other people can't do their things without us, and it has to be us. It has to be us. It has to be us.
Yeah, I have to be the one to help them. That's a genius way to think about it. Ego, and again, that word ego is, it gets a bad rap because ego isn't really, necessarily a bad thing. What your ego is just the collective. Because I mentioned this a few weeks ago. Like, your ego is simply the collection of experiences in your brain that kind of dictate your day-to-day actions. So, like, if you're somebody, if you find, like, just like how there was a point in time in my life, especially before I started, pre-2018, where I would be jealous of other people's success and was always wondering, like, I was outside and deep down, I would be, happy for friends of mine who are succeeding. But overall, there was some level of, like, kind of resentment of, man, how did they deserve it over me because I do X, Y, Z. And that happens, and now that doesn't exist anymore. But that's only because of a collective amount of experiences that made me feel that way. I didn't feel that way because I'm a piece of shit. I felt that way because of a collective amount of experiences. But it also doesn't make it true. Like, feelings aren't facts at the end of the day. Like, how
everything you think.
Yeah, how you feel, just because you feel a certain way, like, you can believe. You could be like, man, I don't believe in seat belts. And it's like, you can not believe it. You're entitled to an opinion. It doesn't make you right. Like, it doesn't mean you're right overall in life. And it takes a lot of chosen suffering, daily improvement to kind of realizing you're wrong on certain things, realizing your ego needs to shift.
You mentioned turkey trot. I'm doing the Clearwater Turkey Trot this Thursday, obviously Thursday, which is funny because back when I lived last year, I lived like 20 minutes down the road, and I swore I'd never do this race again because it's a shit show at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But now that it's literally runs by my house, I have no excuse. The starting line's like a quarter mile away, so a couple people gonna meet over here, and then we're gonna walk over the start line, go grind that out, and then come back, throw the bird in the oven. So what about you guys?
Yeah, Pedro, are you doing anything Thanksgiving morning?
Man, I am, dude. I'm doing funny enough, I'm doing a podcast. Isn't that great? Yeah, Monday we're gonna do a little coffee show, man, with Road Dogg. We're just gonna hang out for like 30, 40 minutes, talk about the morning, what we're gonna do, get our day just started with some friends, you know what I mean? And well, that's it, dude. Honestly, Thanksgiving morning, I just usually chill, help my wife with whatever she needs, man. She's usually in the kitchen just cooking and baking away, and I'm just sitting there being lazy, waiting for her to make me a plate of food. So I should have looked up a turkey trot, man. I bet they have one here close to me. Our city's really bad about advertising about things, man. So if you want to know something, you've got to take upon the effort of yourself to go find it, figure it out. So I should have done that, man. Maybe for Christmas. I bet they may do some type of race for Christmas, and I may go do that Christmas morning
like
or something.
Santa runs and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna get my fit time in with you guys today. Hopefully, maybe go to the gym later today or tomorrow before they close. And yeah, man, just make sure I get my movement in this week. I like what Lombard said about the food thing. I was actually going to touch on that and say, hey, me personally, I think if you're going to, I wouldn't necessarily say cheat, but if you're going to have a day to where, maybe watching stuff, it's your calories or whatever isn't that day, maybe Thanksgiving, man. Good food, good friends, with the alcohol. I agree with Lombard though, 1-to-1 ratio. So, but man, I have nothing really special going on. We have a pretty small Thanksgiving. I absolutely enjoy it. Like I said, I love this week. Love this time of year. Work is picking up on all ends. My broker stuff, my media stuff. So, man, I'm just ready to get this year done, honestly, and go crush next year, man. I think I'm going to hit all but one goal that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year. So I have nothing to be upset about personally.
A lot to be thankful for. What about you, Lombard? You got a turkey trot or anything Thursday morning?
Yeah, down City of Austin's got a turkey trot that's it's great. It's a 5-mile one. So yeah, I'm gonna show up in the carbon plated shoes, freaking sunglasses on, tank top. I'm gonna freaking elbow soccer moms, absolutely destroy them out of the way. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just playing. That's like a meme that's rolling around. Like
that would be so funny, bro.
Like showing up to the annual turkey trot, just ready to absolutely dust a bunch of stroller moms. That's like those are like funny memes me and my friends are sending back and forth.
I think I've seen one like that recently too. Like, yeah, like you see, it's like a bunch of people all smiling, and then there's the one that's just like the eyes are ready to roll, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna blow this bitch up.
Yeah, no, I got a cool outfit I'm gonna wear for the turkey trot in Austin. I got this like one of those like Revolutionary War jackets, and I'll have the flag with me. Be downtown. There's a whole bunch of people who do it. What's great. I mean, for people who are eyeing, if you're just like, man, I don't have anything to do the morning of Thanksgiving, and it's like normally other people who get the food ready. Even if you don't want to run, you don't have to look for a turkey trot. Find your nearest CrossFit gym. They're always going to have a community workout. That's always a thing. Like, any local studio or gym is going to have like a community free workout. So if you're looking for a daily activity and you don't just want to be like, well, my neighborhood kind of sucks and it's kind of cold, I don't want to go out and walk for 45 minutes and it's 25 degrees. See where your nearest CrossFit gym. They're always going to be open. If you're a driver and you're kind of chilling over the holiday on Thanksgiving, I mean, without a doubt, I mean, there's always free meals and stuff going on where if you're over the road, but that's going to be movement you're going to have to find solo yourself, or maybe give somebody a holler on the CB if you're at a truck stop. But yeah, if you're in if you're back home for Thanksgiving and you're looking for movement, you don't want to be outside in the cold, find the nearest CrossFit gym, or hit up that turkey trot and just freaking walk it, whatever you can do. But yeah, I'll be doing the Austin turkey trot. Excited. There's a lot of there's a lot of people who stick around, a lot of people in the Austin area who definitely stay in the area for the holiday. So looking forward to seeing a bunch of friends and spending a little bit of time back here. I feel like the majority of people around here who are transplants normally go home for Christmas and they hang tight here, because I'll tell you what, my heart goes out to anybody who is traveling at all this week, because something in my gut tells me that this year, just with with the recent shutdown and all this stuff, I feel like if you're traveling at all this week, and this goes for drivers especially, if you're hanging out over the road, if you're rolling strong over the holiday, give yourself plenty of time. Stay safe. Again, we know that on paper this is a tough time of year, that with traffic and less daylight, so there's a lot more car accidents. My heart goes out to anybody who unfortunately has to travel this year to go be with loved ones, because something in my gut's like it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, I do not disagree, and I feel bad for them, but also that's why when people ask me if I'm going anywhere for the holidays, it's a resounding no. I do not travel for the holidays. People come see me, or we can just FaceTime and we're cool. What's your guys' favorite dish?
Oh, favorite Thanksgiving dish. There's a wrong answer to this, and I'll share the wrong answer at the end. But I'm definitely a pecan pie individual. As
Ooh, nice.
pecan pie is definitely up there, but I guess that's dessert. So
That counts though, if you want.
yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna go with whatever kind of mac and cheese is rolling out.
What about you, Pedro?
I have two. I'm going to second Lombard with the mac and cheese. And let's have a public service announcement right now. If you've never made mac and cheese before, Thanksgiving is not your time to be the person that volunteers to do it. Please leave it to the professionals to know what they're doing with the dairy products and the noodles. Tell you what, boy, and rolls and rolls. But no, most favorite thing, honestly, is ham, dude. I'm not a big ham guy. Like I eat pork, but not like a ham. So, man, Thanksgiving, I'm not a big turkey guy. I don't know. I eat it all year long on everything. So Thanksgiving is a one day. I do not want turkey, but ham, man. My wife always goes and gets a real high dollar ham just for me. Throws it in the crock pot, dude. Lets me pick my glaze. Look, man, my mouth's watering right now just thinking about it. that's mine right there, man. A good slow cooked 10-hour ham.
For me, it's stuffing. I mean,
Ooh, yeah,
I
that's a good one.
love stuffing. It's hard to go wrong with the stuffing for me, and so I'll stuff the bird. I make extra stuffing, and I don't know about you, Pedro, but Lombard being from Connecticut, maybe this works. Like I, I also go out and I get a bunch of like bulky rolls, Swiss cheese, extra cranberry sauce because I make turkey gobbler sandwiches for about a week.
Yeah, see, for the leftovers of Thanksgiving is always money, but I feel like the wrong answer is definitely cranberry sauce. I feel like if anybody's favorite part of Thanksgiving is cranberry sauce, they need to they need to have conversations. Pedro is right. If you're making food for Thanksgiving, nothing new on game day. Don't make anything you haven't tried yet. But yeah, definitely being in the Northeast, like Italian, we always got some prosciutto out and rolled. There's always a nice little meat board of good stuff that's rolling too. That's always good to pick at.
Oh, I forgot. Deviled eggs. That's the other one. Deviled eggs, bro. It's like only Christmas and Thanksgiving people make deviled eggs. I don't know what's up with that. So I think they just taste better because you only get them like twice a year. But man, ain't nothing like a good deviled egg with some Tony Chachere's on it. Oh yeah, and no relish, no relish.
Now we're talking. Hey, whoever's out there watching this morning, drop your favorite Thanksgiving dish. See what we got rolling out there. I'm not sure what football games are on Thanksgiving, but yeah, there's a movie I always, because we've hosted Thanksgiving the past several years, and there's a few background movies we'll have on the TV that before like certain games, or if a game is kind of boring, I always throw on to kick off the holiday season Goodfellas.
Ooh, good one.
I throw Goodfellas on TV.
Classic
Goodfellas
Thanksgiving film.
just a great one to have on in the background, because then it's one of those movies you can keep on, and then a certain scene will come on and everybody pays. Oh wait, I love this part. So I always throw on Goodfellas, and then the first Spider-Man is like, those are like my top two Thanksgiving movies to go to. Goodfellas, that first Spider-Man.
So was not expecting that from Lombard. I'm expecting some old 1960s war movie where Lombard gets to recite the whole movie.
Oh yeah, having on The Two Towers or Return of the King is good too.
We'll probably put on Die Hard so we can kick off the Christmas season.
What about you, Pedro? What's gracing the screens?
Man, usually sports, man. First part of the morning, it's always the parade, right? I always put on the parade, any other kind of special Thanksgiving stuff. But rest of the day, it's mostly sports, and then usually my dad and we have a Thanksgiving tradition where him and I watch a new movie together, man. It's whatever the biggest, baddest action movie is out. What I don't know what that'll be right now, but that's usually how we end the night, is with surround sound and a good movie and full belly. So yeah, throughout the day, sports themes, sports stuff, and Thanksgiving material.
Well, Pedro, you're not alone. Jessica says she likes a good pineapple ham.
Habanero
pineapple ham.
habanero pineapple. That sounds
I've never had. That does sound
fire.
good. I've had habanero mango before, but not pineapple. But yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, everyone loves turkey, and like us, I know I'm gonna catch some slack for this. We do fried turkey every single flipping year. I'm sorry, people. Fried turkey is not that great. 3 years after 2 or 3 years, it's just not. Me, I personally think we should all be smoking these turkeys. It's like 12 hours, but I can never get a smoked turkey. So ham it is.
I think smoked is probably the most superior way to eat turkey. Definitely, I'd say if there's a barbecue involved, it's going to be top tier. We've deep fried it the last 5 years, and deep fried is good, especially if you do it right. Which reminder, FYI, if you're deep frying a turkey, that thing needs to be out of the fridge. It needs to be thawing. If it's not already thawing, you're too late. You are too late. You might need to run under some hot water or something. So if you haven't thawed out that turkey yet, Lord be with you for doing that.
Did we lose Pedro?
I guess we lost him real quick, but great. Thanksgiving coming up. I did want to share, something I reflected on Instagram yesterday of how, how grateful and thankful I am for just my entire community and network over the weekend. We always talk about the negatives of social media, and we've touched on this on the show, but my entire algorithm is catered to me. Like, your algorithm is catered to you and what it's going to get your engagement on it. And I must have really cheated the system because especially Instagram, my entire algorithm was my network. Everybody I knew, and we've got a gentleman on LinkedIn who just did his first Ironman,
Yeah,
Gino. But like everybody I know was at High Rocks Dallas, the Philadelphia Marathon, or I'm just like, everything has been so positive for me on social media that has just like it's like everybody I know is out there is doing something awesome, even within this industry of getting things. There's this young lady on TikTok she posted her like monthly mileage that I saw yesterday, and I'm just extremely grateful that I've, because of my life choices, I'm now surrounded by people who continuously want to make me to get better and double down on everything we're doing. And it's important. And I think like as you get around loved ones, this holiday season, it's a good time to reflect on, family's very important, but if there are individuals who are holding you back from your goals, to recognize it. And if that's not a good environment for you, set boundaries with who you need to be with, and start choosing who you need to surround yourself with. It's huge, because I'm eternally grateful, because it's, for mental health and everything, it's just incredible.
I agree 1,000% about social media, and we're a good example of it, because that's how I met all you guys. And it's what you make of it. I always say that my social media feeds are raising positivity and dogs. And that's what I curate, and I go out of my way to keep it that way, because it's my nightclub and I want to keep it a happy, positive place. But it's not just a post. Like you mentioned Gino, like I saw that last night. I can't wait to give him a shout out in a little while here. The how cool is that? Just to, you turn on your phone, and all of a sudden there's someone reaching out to you to share their celebration, to share something that's awesome, like that, one way, shape, form, or another. Like, you were in their head when they just, having accomplished something so awesome. And so I'm thrilled for him, because that was awesome when I met him, when we met him back at BCS in May, and he mentioned that. And I just love seeing that. I love seeing how we can be connected as a community, so far apart, with so many different awesome things.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this technology out here, and at this given moment, we can choose how we can use it, and that goes with AI stuff as well. Again, we got to realize, because I think there's some doomerism around that, and sometimes I get caught up in it on Twitter a little bit, because I'm fearful, because in a lot of ways, I fear technology does as much as it can build community, it can tear it apart. It's made, it's definitely, especially 2020 through COVID, it definitely, ripped people apart in so many ways. But it's because of how but at the end of the day, we choose to let those things, we choose to let that happen. We choose to let that determine how we feel, how we think, how we act. And we can choose to have it do the other thing. And for as long as we have that control before we have to just take these off and take these phones off and throw them in the fire, we can control how we use this technology to have it help us, to have it build community, to have it keep us healthy and keep us learning and engage in our jobs and in our social lives. And it's just a reminder of you have that choice. I know these algorithms are designed, with For You pages and stuff for that, but you can, there's ways where it's just like you do, Nick. You've navigated this life of doctors telling you you've got to, this is how you live with XYZ. You decided to break those glass ceilings and not settle for it. We don't have to settle for, I guess this is just my algorithm, or I guess these people who are in my life and in my news feed are all, I guess this is what I deserve. We can break those, we could shatter those. And so be grateful for the good people you have in your life. For anybody else out there, take notice of who or what's holding you back and set boundaries on that.
Hell yeah, dude. Pedro, anything else to add?
No, man. I guess the only thing I would have to add is everyone enjoy your week. Enjoy your time with your family, or if it's just you and your spouse, or just your immediate family, just whatever it is, whoever you're spending it with, enjoy it. Be thankful that you have people in your life that you love, that love you, friends, all this stuff. And everyone just have a wonderful week, and love each other out there too, right? Be positive to each other, lift each other up, man. I think that's the resounding thing with our show here, right? Is just being positive to each other, lifting each other up, building a tribe, being there for one another, loving your fellow brother and sister. And with that, I'm out. That's all I got to say.
Well, regardless of what the algorithms showing us, we can always choose to put positivity out there. So I'm with you. I agree. I'm thankful for you guys, and let's go. Iron sharpens iron.
As one man sharpens another. Let's get after it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. See you on the other side.
Happy Thanksgiving, gents.
Happy Thanksgiving, boys.